Mutharika should not have been the successor to Muluzi. Who do you think deserved that position as leader of the UDF?
Oh, well, that's a tough one. Some of the people that I thought were sort of leadership material to replace Muluzi, at the time that Mutharika became the replacement, were either not in UDF or quickly thereafter left the UDF. I am thinking in terms of people like Aleke Banda. I'm thinking of people like Brown Pinganjira. I have a lot of respect for these people. I have a lot of respect for Honorable George Ngantafu. I think that he's a very strong leader. I know a lot of people say that he's not a very good performer in Parliament, but I think that he is a very intelligent and progressive person. There are a whole number of names I could mention, but of course you know as well as I do that my preferred candidate is always Muluzi himself, because I think he is the one with the people skills. He can bring sort of people from different thought, sort of from different backgrounds in terms of ideology and orientation and religion. He's a magnet. He's able to make everyone feel at ease and be able to contribute positively to the political party or to the government.
In terms of where Malawi is developmentally, do you think Malawi requires a president that got the people skills, financial skills, developmental skills, or what sort of skills are required that would ensure success?
The most important quality in a Malawian president is that he or she should have people skills. Because don't forget that a lot of the economic planning and architecting of the economy is not really done by the president. He has a whole, Department of Economic Planning. He has a whole Minister of Finance. He has, NGOs of all kinds. He has international institutions like the IMF, the World Bank. All of these people really pretty much do the spade work. The president simply has usually just to put a signature on a piece of paper. But when the president is a person who knows how to manage people and to allocate people to the points where they would be most productive for the country, and when he is able to make people feel comfortable and at ease in their jobs and able to perform to their utmost, then the rest follows. You see, you need that kind of a man, because that kind of leadership is a catalyst for the best efforts that people can give. And so that's one of the biggest problems that the new president, Bingu Mutharika, has. He does not seem to be good at handling people. And I think that he has made a lot of blunders in terms of manpower nurturing and making people to operate at their utmost without fear. It's very sad to see that in our political system today, the idea of fear is returning, and I don't think that's healthy. It's not healthy for development. It's not healthy for the society in terms of living together, so to speak, in one society. And I regret that a lot. And I'm sure that if it continues for a long enough period, it will start to negatively affect the economic prospects of the country.
Okay, we talked about the best government in Malawi.
Yes.
We haven't talked about the other two. How would you rank Kamuzu versus Mutharika?
Well, I'll say that maybe memory, as they say, there's a saying, that memory adds romance to historical events. So for me, if I had to choose between Kamuzu and Mutharika, I would choose Kamuzu. Maybe because, brutal though he was, there was a certain level of predictability to his brutality, You knew what not to do, because if you do it, you knew exactly what might happen to you. So there was clarity there, brutality with clarity. With Mutharika,
Wamatibate, ntchito yowerengera mavoti sanathe.
Anali munthu wamasomphenya vision. Choncho ife anthu amalawi kunthokoza kwathu ndikupitiza masomphenya amene vision mmene kuti tizimanganso zinthu zabwino.
Anali mtsogoleri amene amatilimbikitsa kwambiri pa umodzi. unit of purpose. Tikhaliwo ndani odziwa.
Judges when they make rulings that are against him or rulings that he doesn't like. I think that he is a much more difficult person to like as opposed to Kamuzu. Kamuzu was tough and brutal, but it was not difficult to like Kamuzu. There was something, I don't know, maybe that's what it means to be charismatic. I don't know. He was a likable dictator. I'm afraid to say that Bingu, at least from my perspective, is not a likable dictator.
So you'd equate the two of them to dictators?
Absolutely. Bingu has not had the amount of time that Kamuzu had to consolidate the infrastructure of dictatorship. I don't have any doubt that if he had the same amount of time and so on, he would be probably worse than Kamuzu. Don't forget that Bingu is operating in what is supposedly a multi-party dispensation, but the things that he is doing are very consistent with somebody who really doesn't regard multipartyism as the system of government that is ideal for Malawi. The way he is emasculating parliament, the way he is dictating what parliament can discuss and cannot discuss, the way that he is putting only his friends and political cronies in the Malawi Electoral Commission, which in the past, during Muluzi's presidency, he put there people that represented political parties. So not only UDF people, but Malawi Congress Party people were there, and he didn't nominate them directly. He asked the Malawi Congress Party to give him names so that the Electoral Commission should reflect the kaleidoscope, if you like, on the political landscape of Malawi. Well, Bingu has no qualms about stacking the commission with personal friends of his. That portends ill, for what will happen at the general elections, because the public needs to sort of have the impression that the Electoral Commission is a neutral body, and what Bingu is doing is eroding that perception, and that's a dangerous thing, because when people don't think the Electoral Commission is neutral, they're more likely to not accept the results of the elections. And when they are not able to accept the results of the elections, we've seen what can happen. We've seen what happened in Kenya. We've seen what just happened in Zimbabwe. So there's a lot of danger there already, just right there. And so those are just two examples to pick. I mean, the idea, again, of putting his own younger brother as his highest paid political advisor or legal and constitutional affairs advisor, his own nephew as the chief of staff at State House, his own nephew again as the head of the ADMARC. This nepotism thing, that's just reminding me again of the Kamuzu Banda era, and except it's done in the camouflage of democracy and multi-party system. When people disagree with Mutharika, he is known to bang tables, and myself, when I visited